Let's bring on the host and create it now. Here is Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth.
Hello and welcome to the Create It Now radio show with my host, Jonathan Stone, and myself, Dawn Elizabeth. Hello, how are you doing today?
Great, how are you doing?
Excellent.
Nice.
The weather's a little chilly.
It is chilly. We were in Orlando all last week, so this is a little bit cold. We were in the 80s. We were very fortunate to have
we were.
80-degree weather.
Sweating on some days. It was so warm. It was nice.
Having lunch by the pool.
Mm-hmm.
But we were working, though.
Yes, absolutely. Lots of working and getting some stuff, meeting with our team of people, and really creating some amazing things.
Yeah, no, we have a great team, and it's really fortunate to have such wonderful people around us. And all of them just jumped on a plane and flew to Orlando to be part of it, which is really special and spectacular.
Absolutely, yeah. Earlier today I had a meeting, and we were talking about how when you put things out there, the right people will show up and the right opportunities are there. And I mean, we're fortunate to be able to live that and be able to put that together. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel very fortunate that we have so many amazing people around us who want to support us and be a part of the team.
Right. And people flew in from all over. Just wasn't, out here from New York and Vegas. And then we had people actually in Orlando and New Mexico.
Yeah.
And we just actually told people what we were doing. Yes. We didn't really invite people. I don't mean it in a bad way. And then everybody's like, we're coming to join you, and we want to be part of this, and we want to help create your vision.
Yeah, when you put it out there. Yeah, when you put it out there and just kind of talk about what it is, and when you're on the right path, the right people show up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we should say thank you to Betty Ann and Bob Golden as well, because they came out all the way from Vegas, too.
Yeah. They're such an amazing team, couple, business people. I mean, they're great to have. And they have
their hearts such filled of gratitude. And we were supposed to see them yesterday, and I felt terrible, but I was so sick. And you were like,
it
was brutal.
I don't know what happened. Maybe I think it was the whole thought of coming back to this weather. I was just, I was out cold. I fell asleep. I was like, I couldn't handle it. It was crazy yesterday.
I was fluey and stuff. And today I'm getting better, but we're really excited to be back with everybody.
Absolutely.
It feels like we've been gone forever.
It does. Yeah, when we came back, not much has changed.
Right.
I thought maybe, that everyone would be weeping that we weren't here at the station.
I was looking for ponies and flowers, nothing.
Yeah, I know, right?
I haven't a hug or a wink.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I said hello to her.
You did, yes.
Yes, that's true.
Uh-oh.
See?
Well, we got in trouble now.
Yeah, we did.
You guys are in big trouble now.
That's it.
I said hello to
you.
You
did, yeah.
You were gone for 2 weeks. I didn't get no email.
You did say that you missed. Yes, so thank you. We appreciate that.
But you didn't send me no email, no nothing. I have to have John come in and say, the Create It Now people are on vacation. And I said, so you were in Orlando on vacation is where you were.
We were working. Actually, we were there for work. That was where some of the team members were going to be, and so we went there for a meeting.
Were you staying down on I-Drive? International Drive?
We drove on I-Drive a lot.
No, we were near there, though. We weren't staying right on there.
Did you go to B.B. King's Blues Ribs and Bar?
No, but we did do Universal one day, Islands of Adventure, because we had to take Dawn to see our Harry Potter experience.
I went to see the Harry Potter experience.
If I'd have known you were gone, I would have made a phone call, and I could have got you into the B.B. King beer, ribs, barbecue, and blues.
Ooh,
next time we have to do it.
Yes, we're definitely going to do it next time.
Love B.B. King.
Nice, thank you.
Glad you guys are home.
Thank you.
Yay, see?
That's a love. That's
so
why we're back here.
That's what we were looking
KLAV.
for. Yay. Yeah, so we have a fun show today. We're back in the seats. I've been chomping at the bit to get back here. So a fun show, talking about some inspirational things today. I'm very excited.
Yeah, about making a difference and about having teamwork and a community.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what we really believe in, about taking action and work with the community, make change, and create change.
Yeah, so those of you who want to be a part of the community and the conversation, don't forget to find us on Facebook and on Twitter at Dream It, Create It, and send us an email, create@createitnowmedia.com. When you go to the website, there's a place for you to fill in to get a free business shout out, and we'll have a few coming up today that we will do shout outs for later in the hour, so stay tuned for that. And when we come back, we do have a special guest with us here in studio. Super excited. We're going to talk more about that. And when we get back, we're going to talk really about being a part of the community and giving back. So you're listening to the Create It Now radio show, and we will be right back.
Ben Bella Books is a publishing boutique that aims to be the publisher of choice for a select group of authors. Authors who value personal attention, a partnership philosophy, flexibility, and a creative approach to marketing. Ben Bella Books is a fast-growing, market-focused publishing house whose success is based on a few simple principles. They select their titles with care. They provide their authors with first-class service and partnership. And they provide aggressive, creative marketing for each title they publish. Find out more at benbellabooks.com. B-E-N, BellaBooks.com. And if you're a reader, check out the many great titles available at benbellabooks.com.
Hi everyone, this is New Media Vegas, your Sin City webmasters in Las Vegas, Nevada.
More than just web design, complete integrated marketing with inspired innovations in delivery of your new media message, putting the groove and the backbeat back in your brand.
The hottest in design trends with the latest innovations in marketing techniques. Call New Media Vegas at 702-517-0184.
Or visit us online at www.newmediavegas.com. Don't forget to check out our online magazine, Sin City Presents, featuring business, technology, fashion, dining, and entertainment news.
702-517-0184. 702-517-0184.
This is Les Brown, Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. Those of you that are listening, I encourage you to listen to Create It Now, because it will teach you how to live full and die empty, how to begin to manifest your greatness and make your mark.
Create It Now. Continues. Join the conversation at 702-731-1230 or email create@createitnowmedia.com. Here again, your hosts, Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth.
Hello and welcome back to the Create It Now radio show. Today we have a special guest with us, joining exciting. Jonathan Stone and myself, Dawn Elizabeth, here in studio. We have Meli Pulido, who is the executive director of Project150. And Project150 strives to provide the basic needs for the Valley's homeless, displaced, and disadvantaged high school students with their ongoing struggles to make sure and help them get their diplomas and have a better chance of succeeding in life. And I'm super excited to talk more about this and really learn more about the project and the nonprofit and how it all runs and helps.
And the journey about it.
Yeah, and absolutely, because one of my passions is helping teens who don't really have that family to help support them. And so I'm super excited to find out about a local company that is doing that for students
right here in our own community.
In our community. So please help us welcome Meli Pulido.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hello. Thank you. So how long have you been with Project 51?
I have been with Project150 since February of this year, so a little bit over 8 months. And I actually learned about Project150 August of 2012.
Okay.
Nice.
Been working with them as a volunteer and came on board as their executive director in February.
Oh, wow. Nice. And how did you hear about them?
You know, we met at another mutual community grassroots fundraiser that was going to benefit Project150 and the students. And I gravitated to that event because it talked about meeting the needs of homeless students. And though I see homeless people and families of all ages on the streets, it just struck me to be such such an obstacle for a student to be homeless.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
So that's how I learned about that. I met the founders at that event in August of 2012 and just fell in love with their mission to be able to keep these students that above all obstacles. We're not going out to look for these teens to be out in the streets or in the alleys. We're actually delivering services to the schools. The fact that they're going through such a hardship in their life and sometimes have no one else to push them out the door to say, go to school. they're actually going to the classroom.
Oh, that's
wow.
wonderful. And I like the way that you said obstacles, because what we say is every obstacle you hit, you get closer to your goal. So you guys are actually finding those obstacles and then helping these people achieve their goals. And I think that's really wonderful and honorable. That's amazing. How long has Project 150 been around?
Well, here's the thing. Project 150, as we were called today by a very respectful community partner, we're the little giant. The organization was founded in December of 2011. So this month is our second anniversary. And what started, thank you, what started by two Clark High School graduates from 1980, Pat Sparger and Don Perdue, as a disbelief to a media news that Rancho High School had 150 homeless students. So Don went over to check it out and said, there's just no way. What started 2 years ago to help those 150 students has evolved into helping over 2,000 students on a monthly basis in 34 high schools. Wow. And when we look at those numbers, I mean, just Thanksgiving, we had over 200 volunteers, community volunteers that learned about Project 150 come into our tiny warehouse and help us assemble 1,100 meal bags, each meal bag to serve a family of 4. But how careful we were to make sure that those items were pre-cooked, that were pop can items, to make sure that they were going to have a Thanksgiving meal. And the community awareness is like, we didn't know you existed. And it's the numbers to feed 4,400 people. It just seems like this is Las Vegas. It's 2013. This should not be happening, right?
No, agreed.
But it's a bigger number.
Yeah. No, that's one of my big things. Like, no child should go without. And we're big believers in that. And anything we can do as well to help, we are here. And we'll probably, we will collaborate after the show and stuff like that and see what we can do. But that's what our main focus is about helping people to take action, to understand, there are people in the community making a difference.
Thank you so much.
And that's why we're so honored to have you and hear all about this.
I can tell you that I grew up in Las Vegas, but when people look at a homeless teenager, let's face it, you look at a 5-year-old and you say, poor child, blah, blah, blah. You'll flood him with gifts and the 5-year-old will be taken care of. When you think about a profile of a teenager who's homeless, are we going to be quick to lock our doors when we see them walk by? Because what are we thinking? Troublemaker on drugs, looking to case in the next vehicle. Well, let's think about it. That kid could be a homeless student with a 4.0 GPA that will achieve graduation accomplishments, but will not be able to walk through graduation because they can't afford a cap and gown. Is that fair? No, absolutely not. So the awareness that Project 150 wants to share, we'll take donations. We need donations to be able to continue to feed them. We are going to feed another 4,400 for Christmas. That costs money to be able to provide the clothing, the food, the school supplies. But bigger than that is the awareness that you're allowing me to share on air right now is for people who are listening to realize that not every teenager that looks a little rugged is a troublemaker, that they're in need.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one of the things that we discussed, too, is about passing judgment. And we all do. We're all guilty of it. We do it with ourselves, with other people. That's our thing. That's kind of how you were brought up. Not by choice, but it's it's a taught reaction. So I'm so glad you brought that up, and also you're passionate about this. Can you hear her passion in the voice? It's just like we want to just jump in and like, okay, what do we do? What do we do? Let's make this happen. How do we make change? I think that's amazing. Yeah. Now, have you always been in the not-for-profit, or helping out in charity world?
Yeah. Well, I actually retired from the city of Las Vegas 2 years ago. I was in human resources career, but parallel to that, I have over 30 years of nonprofit work and community service. I'm very passionate about paying it forward. I'm an immigrant child. I was 9 years old when I came to the United States, didn't know a word of English. And, listening to the definition of what a homeless definition is today, that you don't have your own permanent residence. I didn't know I was homeless back then. I lived with aunts and uncles and things like that, but I never lacked love and a warm place to sleep in. And so learning to appreciate what we have, and again, not passing judgment, being able to say, you don't know how many times I start a conversation and people say, teenagers, homeless teenagers, hey, they're adults. They can go out and find a job. Well, heck, we have, PhD degree people unemployed. Yeah. And what are we going to call them? So it's just a matter of providing awareness, and these kids are showing up to classroom. I share with you a story, if you don't mind.
No, please.
Today we get emails every single day from school counselors or phone calls. And it just seems like as cold as it is, people are just still lacking that little bit of compassion. We had a student who woke up on Monday and said the person he was couch surfing at his house, and that's considered homeless because they don't have their place. They're just couch surfing from house to house. The man woke up and handed him a bag, a small Walmart bag, and said, son, here's your stuff. My wife wants the Christmas tree in that corner. You can't stay here anymore. Wow. And that's how he has to show up to school, knowing that a teacher, I have nowhere to go after today. I have nowhere to go. We get that phone call. We get bus passes out to them, winter wear to make sure to keep them warm, give them some referrals to places where they could possibly find shelter, and get them some food to carry in a backpack full of food. And that thank you means a lot to us, but that's not the fix. That doesn't fix that problem.
The fix for the moment.
For the moment.
We need the longevity. Exactly. We need sustainability. That's what we want to teach and help people with.
And another student that comes to mind, she is a student at Desert Pines, and she was stricken with brain cancer. And most of us would give up with that chemo, and anyone who has someone who has gone through chemo treatments, you know how debilitating and fatigued they get. Well, this young lady refuses to give up. She called on Project 150 and said, can you provide me some food and maybe a computer? That's stretching the ask, but can you do that? Absolutely. We provided a computer. She's online studying, and she doesn't want to fall behind.
Nice.
Well, that's amazing that you said that. We just had last week or actually the week before, this lady named Patty Kerrigan from Think Again. And what it basically is, the organization is for children with brain cancer or brain tumors. And people forget it takes 2-3 years of going through that. Then they go back into school, and they're really far behind. And that's another people place in judgment and going, and then the kids feel like I'm not smart enough. Well, what she does is she helps and gets tutors for these children and class things. And we should put you guys together because she would probably go. She's such an amazing woman, but to help her and to help her with her studies, whatever she could do, Patty would do that.
I would love that contact.
Yeah. She's a great lady. And like I said, anything that we can do to help and be part of it and helping with the sustainability of it, that's really important to us. That's what it is. And it's not about just putting a Band-Aid on a problem. It's about creating a solution.
The awareness to create that solution, absolutely. Absolutely.
So are the schools, they are aware of Project 150 and being able to refer their students to you?
Absolutely. So Project 150 is currently in 34 high schools. We work directly with the counselors, the Title I Hope counselors or the school advocates, and we provide everything that we do with Project 150 is through the graciousness of selfless volunteers. I cannot tell you how proud I am of our database of volunteers that give of their time when they have plenty of other things to do. So we designate a volunteer to each 1 to 4 volunteers per high school. Wow. And that allows them to focus on the school needs. If they're serving El Dorado, El Dorado's needs are going to be totally different than the other 33 schools. So it helps us tailor their needs, and they're on a one-on-one contact to just say, hey, I need cup of soups, I need jackets. And then we provide those special needs. Again, this young man needing a place to stay. If he transitions into an apartment, we have lots of families that we provide bedding or things that will help them transition from the streets to their permanent address. We also provide teen shopping boutiques, and I'm very proud of that because our volunteers take huge pride in not making it a yard sale kind of look, thrift store looking. They make sure that we have mannequins, we have music, they coordinate fashion shows, and they, as volunteers, are the shopping assistants for these teens. And all they need is a high school picture ID.
Right.
And they can shop till the drop and everything's free. One young lady hugged one of our volunteers and wouldn't let go. She just kept saying, thank you, thank you. And that was after 2 hours of shopping with this volunteer.
Wow.
And the volunteer was told, I've never had a parent or a mother figure, anyone who actually cared enough to tell me I look good in this or try this. And that makes a huge difference. Again, these are students that are coming to the classroom. They're not causing any problems out in the streets.
Now, I have a question. So a lot of these students, like, how do you know that they're homeless? Do you know what I'm saying? Because it seems like a lot of them would be scared to come out and say it, or they don't want other people to know. How do they get that comfort level, or how do they share with you?
And that's exactly the problem that we have, because the statistics show that we have close to 7,000 homeless students, kindergarten to 12th grade. In the high school level, about 1,100 identified. But you hit a good point. A lot of them don't know they're homeless, nor do they want to identify themselves. They still want to be that cool kid sitting next to their peers in that classroom. Exactly. Fitting in is important. So that's why Project150 is a little different than other organizations, because we don't have to have them be in that homeless category. If they have not self-identified, but there is a need, that's considered displaced and disadvantaged. We will provide that need. And that's why we work with the counselors and the advocates in the schools. That's why our services are delivered to the schools, because the students are spending Monday through Friday in the classrooms. The teacher will notice someone's falling asleep, someone hasn't changed their clothes, someone is not wearing the proper shoes in the winter, flip-flops in the winter. It's a huge red flag that there's a problem. And that's how they get referred to us, and the needs are met through that.
Right. That's amazing. And I was just thinking about it as well. You know, a lot of these kids probably show up there for shelter, and they probably use the school, you know, I'm going to go there for shelter. But then when you guys come in, it becomes such a bigger mission. It's like, you know, whatever it takes to get them there, and if that's what their thought is, and then you guys come in and just be like, you know what, it's okay. You know, I think that's what they need to know, that it's okay. Just share with us. We're not here to pass judgment. We're here to make change and keep you going.
That affirmation of making sure that someone loves them. Earlier in the week, we had a call. 5 children were dropped off to a high school. And mom says, hey, here you go. Here's Aunt's number. Hope you can get a hold of her. I'm out of here. So all 5 kids are listening to this being said. And again, if we don't engage the community, it's beyond just the student. There's younger siblings. All of a sudden, the oldest of the 5 siblings becomes the adult parent. What are the chances that kid's going to stay in school if he's not getting the assistance from Project150, 3 Square, or any other community partner?
Well, they're out there trying to find money, do whatever they have to do to support the other ones, the little ones.
And our goal is to make sure that we create that we don't forget the youth, that we don't forget the teenagers in high school, because they're easy to be forgotten. They're right in the middle of not quite being a kid anymore, and they're considered adults, but they don't have the survival skills to make it.
It's also very confusing. All of a sudden, you're going from being a kid to being an adult, and I know for me, it was like, okay, there's no like easy balance. There's no middle, and there's no, you know, so that's great that you guys help people, guide them and lead the way.
Right, because we want them to be successful. We want them to be not just graduate. We want to be able to assist their career and workforce preparation beyond graduation. We want them to restore those dreams that they once lost and be able to fight against all obstacles, knowing someone's beside them, saying, cheering them on. You can do this. You can do this.
And so with Project150, what is something that you need right now? What are you guys looking for?
Oh, you know, right now, I can't tell you enough how the calls are coming in for meals. Like you said earlier, everyone's looking forward to that winter break and time with family and maybe some mini vacations. These kids Okay, I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's okay. We're here with you.
These kids are hoping someone's going to take them for the winter.
Right.
It's cold outside, so we need jackets. We need holiday meals. We are still short of funding to meet the goal the demand that we have from these 34 schools to provide the holiday meals. It takes $22 to provide a meal bag for a family of 4. The community can certainly call Project 150 or get on our website and say, I'll sponsor one student in their family, 2 students, 5 students, $100 bill with the amount of shopping that we do, $100 bill to feed, to build 5 meal bags is, let's face it, could be a drop in the bucket for somebody else and a world of difference for these kids. Gift cards to make sure that they have availability to food, McDonald's, Taco Bell, anywhere that they can quickly eat during the winter break.
And so where can people provide this? Is there a website, a phone number?
The website is project150.org, and there is a give button where the community can click on, and it's a donation button. It goes directly to PayPal. They can also call 721-7150, which is our volunteer center.
And 702. We have people listening all over.
I'm so sorry.
No. We want more people to know.
702.
There you go.
There you go. Throw it out there.
Throw it out there. Everybody call.
Yeah.
702-721-7150. It's our number. And we would love to hear from the community and support. That's 1,100 kids that are registered, meeting the gap of the displaced and disadvantaged. I'm telling you, it's double that number easily.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Yeah, and the website is project150.org. So go ahead, click, make a donation, help these kids out, because it's a deadline. We have just a couple weeks until that Christmas break starts.
Right, and we have one of our sponsors that will actually put you together with Full Circle Couture.
They're actually already in contact. She is.
Oh, okay.
They were
With
actually Kathy Dentley. You guys
Denton.
Denton. You guys spoke actually yesterday, I believe it was, or 2 days ago. Yep, she has a donation that she's doing with
Winter
you guys.
wear.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah. And we have the sock drive there, so we know where to bring the sock drive now.
Yes.
Awesome.
So excellent. Very nice. Yeah, full circle.
Full circle. Yes, I did speak to Kathy yesterday.
Yeah, so
wonderful woman.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So things all happen for a reason. So I love it.
The synergy that's going on. See,
Yeah.
we're here to make change.
I like what you
Absolutely.
said earlier. You put it out in the in the air, and the energy will bring it.
Exactly.
That's right. Yes.
Absolutely. So we do have to take a quick break. Those of you who are listening, project150.org, we have a 2 weeks, not even a week and a half, to help those students for the winter break. So go on there, start showing your support, take action now, and we'll be right back with the Create It Now radio show.
It's an idea whose time has come. Full Circle Couture is the fashionable way to exchange and recycle clothing. Full Circle Couture sells all kinds of new and gently used clothing and accessories. They accept donations and exchanges for in-store credit, and Full Circle Couture donates the items they can't use to local charities. We support teachers through discounts and donations. Come to donate, stay to shop. Full Circle Couture at 9440 West Sahara, Suite 170, just west of Fort Apache. Find out more at fccfullcirclecouture.com. That's FCC Full Circle Couture, COUTURE.com.
The best television isn't on television. It's on the internet. Log on to realwisdomtv.com for thousands of hours of motivational and inspiring content. On demand, all the time. Unlike network television with its sex, drugs, and rock and roll, realwisdomtv.com provides wellness, wealth, and wisdom. From how to read faster to creating greater wealth, realwisdomtv.com is for you. The learning never stops, and neither does realwisdomtv.com. Log on now to realwisdomtv.com.
You're listening to the Create It Now Radio Network. This is Larry Benet, the Connector. Invest in your network, and the network will invest back into helping you. The more connection currency you create, the faster you get whatever you want in business and life. You're listening to the Create It Now Radio Network.
Those who can do. This is Create It Now. Join the conversation at 702-731-1230 or email create@createitnowmedia.com. Here again, your hosts, Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth.
Hello and welcome back to the Create It Now radio show. If you are just tuning in, we're having an amazing conversation with Meli Pulido from Project150, and we're going to continue talking with Meli in just a minute here. I want to give a shout out to the Johnny O Project, a 70s, 80s, 90s rock, blues, jazz band in Las Vegas, Nevada. And if you want to learn more about them, find them on Facebook, the Johnny O Project, JOHNNYO Project. They fun band here in Las Vegas, and we want to give them their shout out.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. So, Jonathan, why don't you take us back into talking with Meli?
So, Meli, now what I want to know, what we actually want to know, is about your journey and what made you choose this path, because there are so many wonderful organizations. And what made you like this niche or see a need?
Well, I have to be honest, in a very selfish way. Being a mom of teenagers, well, they're in college now. I want to make sure that the same high standards and values that I instill in my children, that the community has for their children. And I think that there's so much power in investing time in our youth, because they are our future leaders. We're either going to invest time and money on them now, or later when they get, driven to criminal activity and in the criminal history.
And I really like that, because one of the biggest things we talk about is so many people wait till something's broken to fix it, and that's what I like, that you're being very proactive. Let's get them now and let's help them grow and continue.
Right. And being a middle child of 9 kids, an immigrant family, it's a lot of fend for yourself and survive, right? Six
That's
brothers.
A basketball team, come on.
6 brothers. I've never really been in a fight, but I can hold my own. But I think that remembering my childhood and never being hungry, never being dirty, Mondays, my sister's dress she wore on Monday was my dress on Thursday. I didn't look like the kids in the classroom. I didn't look like, I was the Mexican girl that didn't speak English. And so I was put in the corner. Those same issues are still happening today in 2013. It could be a language barrier. It could be a socioeconomic issue. We want our students to blend in. We want everyone to have that opportunity. A dream does not have a dollar value. It's free for everyone. And sometimes all it takes is someone to come beside you and say, you know what? What's your dream? What do you want to be? And when we look at these kids that Project 150 serves, and their heads are down and thinking, I have no choice but to leave school and go to work and get a $10. You do have choices. You have people behind you. So I'm very passionate about our youth education, empowerment, and being able to have a prepared workforce. I want to know that when I become a senior citizen, which is a long time from now, that our youth are going to be prepared to lead our community.
And also to be able to take care of you.
Absolutely.
And help out and give back to the community. I think that's really wonderful.
Absolutely.
And so going through this whole thing and dealing with children. Now, do you have vocational training for afterwards? Do you help them with job placement, or does it just go to high school graduation?
Well, here's the thing. Project 150 started providing food, clothing, school supplies, and now we're into special requests and all that. Our goal, just like we want to restore dreams, we have our dreams to make Project 150 go to the next level and implement a mentorship program, implement a youth council group and scholarship programs, and do summits, do a conference. I'm in the middle of negotiating and leveraging our resources to be able to put on a community youth summit, a conference that will help them prepare for college, a trade school, or workforce, without minimizing, saying, okay, you're not college material, you don't have the money. No, giving everybody that dignity and option to choose what's their dream and follow that.
And know that they have a support, team behind them, which is No, that's just wonderful. So, tell us some success stories. Tell us some stories.
Some success stories. We have many success stories. We currently have a beautiful family who volunteers with us, but they came to Project 150 through a need of their children. Their children were actually spotted by a teacher or by a coach who said, "Hey, you guys are playing football. You're constantly cracking your backs. What's wrong? Why are you always aching? Are you not training properly?" And these kids say, "No, we just don't sleep well, I guess." They didn't want to disclose everything. And the coach says, "Do you not have a comfortable bed?" And they looked at each other. "Well, we have one bed and we alternate who sleeps on it." Well, it's actually a sofa bed, and then we take turns sleeping on the floor. Then it was the shoes. The shoes were not athletically proper. And so they reached out to Project 150. That was 2 years ago. And today, those kids are successfully in school. Nice. Their self-esteem has increased tremendously. They have a good place to sleep and shoes, and we keep track of that family, and they're paying it forward. Those are success stories because we want it to be a perpetual program. We want them to come back and say, "Hey, it's okay to ask. I asked, and it helped me."
I love the fact that you guys are empowering the youth. You know, it's amazing. That's what needs to be done. And I love the whole mentoring program idea. And Dawn, do a lot of coaching and stuff like that. And Dawn speaks everywhere about communication, different kinds of skills. So we'd love to help with the mentoring program and, just make these kids ready to go out there and take over the world and make it happen.
We will be calling you because I can tell you that it's Project 150 and its mission gives you and helps you see the problem, and it helps you see the results, and it truly is a contagious bug. Right. So once you guys are in the Project 150 circle, you're not going to, you're just going to catch that bug, and you're going to feel that passion that I feel.
We already have.
Okay.
Yeah. We already got the bug. We are
got the bug.
We are big 150 advocates. We are pro 150. Let's go. Now, are you guys national or just right now local? And
we're local.
But you want to create a national presence.
We've actually been approached by other states. And I think we want to focus in making sure that we stabilize and sustain the programs and the schools that we're supporting. Again, we're in 34 high schools right now.
And that's a lot.
That's a lot. And then one in Reno. So we're working our leg in Reno that it may be a smaller city, but has just as great as problem as here in Southern Nevada.
How did you guys come up with the name Project 150?
Well, Project 150, again, the 150 are the first 150 students that Pat and Dawn were starting to help at Rancho High School. So that's where the 150 comes from. It was their project to help 150 students. And they thought that within 2 weeks, of raising $10,000 for these kids, they really were in disbelief initially. And when Dawn was able to see firsthand that these kids were coming in, "I'm hungry, Miss Angela," and that was the advocate at Rancho High School, and it's sharing that, "Hey, I know it's November, but I'm on track to graduate, but who's going to buy me my cap and gown? I don't have mom and dad around me. Am I going to be able to walk?" So all those things made them realize. So they mobilized, and within 2 weeks had $10,000 in gift cards, gifts for the kids. But that was just that immediate fix. They walked away feeling empty. Although they unloaded several trucks of goods, they still walked away empty and felt, we need to make it further than this. Right now, we ask communities, there's so much you can do. Hotels can provide us shampoos and shower gels because, let's face it, they can't carry the big bottles. So they have to have the small items, and cost effectiveness for us to pay $1.50 for a small bottle or $1.50 for the larger bottle, we can't transfer. Once it's purchased, we can't mix it into other bottles. So we rely heavily on donations like that. If they can donate the things that are available in-kind support to us, that's huge. We'd love to be able to have the mentoring program sponsored. We'd love to have, right now we have a campaign on Adopt a High School Senior. Let that be a good dream and a good experience. Allow them to have clothing for a prom, for a graduation, for a cap and gown, have a yearbook, a memory of what achievements they've accomplished so far.
I think that's great. One thing I'm really excited about, you guys are just 2 years young in a way. But in 10 years, having this conversation here, how many of the children came back and are now mentoring their new kids from homeless children and kids in the school?
Paying it forward.
Yeah, that's what I'm really excited to hear about.
I get chills when I hear that, because I want that snowball effect. I want them to be able, and hopefully we'll minimize and relieve the hunger problem that we have, but it's not going to go away overnight. Right. So a decade from now, to be able to revisit and see some of these students maybe leading Project 150.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Oh, and I feel it. This is really going to happen. It's going to take off. And I think what's great, what I really like, I said, it's not just a quick fix. You're going through the whole long haul and to make change and create change. I mean, there's so many people that I know that sit there and go, oh, I'm going to go feed the homeless on Thanksgiving. And then the whole rest of the year, they don't do anything. Right. Well, that's great for the day. But how are you going to continue to make change? How are we going to keep paying it forward, creating it, making a difference? Because these people are still hungry the next day. Absolutely. And they still need, so what about, so I was going to say they still need school supplies, but how does that work? Do people, donations?
So we do several drives. Our next drive coming up is going to be our formal wear drive, so that we can have a good supply of suits, ties, and dresses for the students to start planning to go to prom. Because right now they're thinking, there's no way I'm going to go to prom. If we start letting them know in advance, you will have a dress, you will have a tie, you will have an outfit. Then we also do a school supply. Part of our teen shopping boutiques, we projected like March will be our prom teen shopping day. But then before that, we'll do our formal wear drive. That's where the community jumps in and says, okay, I have 3 dresses, I have 2 suits, I have 3 ties. And we do the same for school supplies. Right now, the winter wear drive. And I'll share with you that a lot of my knowledge that I'm learning on the school district does a lot. They do a lot, but they're also limited in resources and funding. They have a lot of students to take care of. We look at their needs and their budgets. When there's a uniform required and the student is homeless or displaced or disadvantaged, how are they supposed to get a uniform to go to school? So we get a lot of those calls. Today's email was, we have Southwest Behavioral School. And those kids are probably already on the last leg. Why are they rebelling? Do we take the time to go down to the root of the problem? The teachers don't have time. They already have 35 students in their classroom. They end up in the behavioral school just waiting for them to make a mistake, to be expelled, and then no more education. But I am amazed by the principals and the educators who just love, and I get emails and say, I know the student can make it. I know, but he's cold. He's hungry. They don't have the proper uniform, so they get written up for not having the proper sweatshirt. And that's not their fault. They're still showing up and saying, Miss, can I please come in? I don't have anything else to wear. Can you give me my homework? I'll do it out here. Mark me absent, but please. Those are the heartbearting things that we have to deal with. They want it. They're fighting for it. And they have no one at their home pushing them out the door to make it to school. I remember spraying water on my children's face. Get up now. No more 5 minutes. These kids are out in the street. They're being judged because they're sitting at a McDonald's doing homework and they don't have any money to buy anything, and they're waiting till closing time or till they get kicked out to finish using their warm temperature environment and the lighting to do their homework, and still get up the next morning and show up. Blending them in and making sure they don't stand out by the clothes that they wear that doesn't look like their peers is important. When we get donations, we make sure they're teen appropriate. Grandpa's clothes is beautiful and may have been well maintained, but it doesn't belong in a high school. And that's one of the partnerships that we have with Goodwill. Whatever's not teen appropriate, we'll pass it on to the homeless veterans. We have a good partnership with Veterans Village, or we give it to Goodwill. In exchange, they give us gift cards to be able to give to our students and get the things they need.
Yeah, that's great.
Excellent.
I think one thing that's really good, how we keep saying homeless, but homeless doesn't just mean you don't have a home. Displaced, could have a lot of troubles at home. So it's not just a kid on the street that's there. You guys are helping, children that have, social issues or different issues in their home, as well as homeless kids.
Absolutely.
So I want people to understand that, to know that, it's, if they know of a family that's having problems and they have a lot of kids and they're sharing a match, I mean, you're there to help them as well, not just homeless children.
Yeah, and when we say homeless, it's not just living out in the street.
Right.
Homeless can also be multiple families in one home under one roof, but it's just not your home address.
Right.
It could be, I'll share a story with you. We had a very well-to-do family who was probably $250,000 income at one point. Dad lost his job as an engineer at one of the properties. No sooner that he lost his job, his wife gets diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Now, everything that they lived for and had, their children never knew what it was like to be hungry or not have the outfits that they needed. They went from private school to public school to living in a home for 2 years. They hadn't made a payment, so they didn't qualify for being homeless benefits because they still had their own address.
Right.
Just had not paid the mortgage in 2 years. They ended up losing the house, moved into their car. These kids, I mean, you're taking middle-class families who have never had the need to access any help or assistance, now learning to navigate and trying to figure out, where do I go from here? How do I save my pride? The man came into our warehouse and the wife forced him, look, the car's next. We're living in a car. Project 150 will help us. They came in as a family. The dad just had his head down. We had music going on. The volunteers offered him coffee and water, didn't discuss the issue unless they wanted to. And that's the dignified way that we pride ourselves in serving them. The man walked away and he says, I just want to hug you guys and say thank you. He cried and he says, it feels horrible to be the head of the household and not be able to provide what I used to. And they started to cry and I said, hey, you come back anytime. And that's what we need to continue to do. Say you will make it and help them up, because next time they could be helping another family.
Right. And I really like that. Oh, I know we got to wrap up in 1 second, but the fact that you don't make them feel needy, you make them feel support, you make them feel loved, you make them feel, hey, you know what? You're going to pay it forward soon. So this is just a setback is a setup for a comeback.
That's
right. What we say.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And you guys help, and I think that's wonderful.
And so, Meli, thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it, helping us open our eyes to what's going on and being really aware so that we can help and we can help. And the website again is?
It's project150.org.
Excellent.
And call or schedule to volunteer or take a tour of our volunteer center.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we do have to let our sponsors speak one last time. So you're listening to the Create It Now radio show, and we will be right back.
Blowing it out at Gene Woods Racing Experience, Las Vegas's newest premier outdoor adrenaline-powered gasoline go-karting track with speeds in excess of 45 miles per hour if you've got the balls. We've got 2-for-1 Tuesdays, buy one and your friend rides free. We've got $5 off coupons, and remember, on your birthday, members ride free. And they get a free Gene Woods Racing Experience t-shirt, open Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. till 11. Saturday and Sunday, noon till 11. And we're located at 121 East Sunset Road in Las Vegas Boulevard at the Sports Center across from McCarran Airport. Come blow the doors off your competition at Gene Woods Racing Experience. Once you race here, you won't go anywhere else. Be there. Be there.
From the entertainment capital of the world, listen to On Stage in Vegas on the fourth Thursday of each month at 9 p.m. right here on KLAV. You'll hear interviews, stories, and valuable life and business lessons from performers, producers, and directors who have created success on stage in Vegas and around the world. Join me, Big Magic Al Jensen, and Michelle Roxy Davis as we bring you stories from the stage that are guaranteed to inspire, motivate, and entertain. If you can't make it live, log on to VegasAllNetRadio.com to find show archives and bonus interviews. Either way, we look forward to seeing you on stage in Vegas.
Hey, this is Danny Vegas. And let me tell you something. When you're ready to stop dreaming and start doing, you need to tune in to my friends at Create It Now, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I said, quit dreaming and start doing.
Welcome back to Create It Now. Join the conversation at 702-731-1230 or email create@createitnowmedia.com. Here again, your hosts, Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth.
Hello and welcome back to the Create It Now radio show. And we want to do a quick business shout out to Crazy Cole and the Barflies. Thank you so much for checking out the website. They are a band here in Las Vegas, and they're going to be part of the Battle of the Bands at the Wicked Vicky Tavern at the Riviera Hotel next Thursday, December 19th. So go check them out. Enjoy a great evening of music with Crazy Cole and the Barflies. So those of you who are just tuning in with us, we've been having a conversation with Meli Pulido from Project150. And if you missed it, you can recheck it out again tonight on VegasAllNetRadio.com at 11 p.m. We will rebroadcast the same show, so you can listen more about Project 150 and the amazing things they're doing here in Las Vegas. And again, Meli, let us know how people can either volunteer or donate to you guys.
Right. The community can either donate cash or gently used clothes, new undergarments, or volunteer their time to be able to help us sort the donations, get them out to the schools and the students. Obviously, right now with the holidays, holiday meals. Any canned goods, or donate $20 per meal, and that will feed a family of 4.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. And let us know the website and the phone number.
Sure. The website is project150.org, and it's a very easy, interactive website. You can see where to give. Click on Give. And then also our number is 702-721-7150.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you. And so we can always find you at your website, as well as give a call, volunteer. The holiday time for the schools, they're going to be out of school next weekend for holidays for 2 weeks. So being able to provide them some help is a great way to do it. So jump on. We have our deadlines. So we're pushing out there so that we can really get them what they need for that holiday season.
That's
so thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Being here with us. We really appreciate it.
Just such an honor.
Yes, absolutely. And so we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Don't forget, you can always listen to the rebroadcasts on Vegas All Net Radio every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 p.m. And check out our website, www.createitnowmedia.com. When you go to the website, you can sign up and get a business shout out from us here on the radio show.
We love the shout outs.
Absolutely. Let us help promote your business. Tell us who you are and what it is,
the community,
so that we can get you guys out there. Also, don't forget to find us on Facebook or follow us at Twitter at Dream It, Create It. We love to hear from you guys. We love to hear your stories and what you're out there doing business-wise, community-wise, and just become a part of the community here with us. And
just have an amazing day, and we will be back tomorrow.
Dream big, take action, and create it now.
Have a great day.